Hey everyone, this is Paul. Welcome back. We're coming to you from Idyllwild, California this weekend. Last week we talked about day one of the design session, where about 100 people from across the services matrix in SPA 4 came together to tackle 5 critical design areas in homeless services. If you missed that video, I'll link it in the description because today we're diving into day 2. And day 2? Well, day 2 was where things really started coming together. Before we jump in, a quick reminder. These are my personal observations and reflections from the session, not an official record. Any errors are mine, and these views don't represent Changewell, LA County, or any affiliated organization. All right, let's get into it. So just to refresh your memory, people chose from 5 design questions. 1, strategies to reduce disparities. 2, foundations for success. 3, feedback and ongoing co-design. 4, collaboration and partnerships. And 5, systems and systems performance. Day 1 was about broad concepts and big dreams. Some teams even broke into smaller groups to tackle the trickier problems in detail. Day 2 was spent working on our prototypes, concept, illustration, presentation boards. By late afternoon, everyone was focused, honing each idea, reducing broad concepts into just a few lines of text. We had only 4 hours before we would break for lunch, then gather for presentations. The energy in the room was intense. Many folks either skipped lunch or took it at their working tables. People were writing furiously, transcribing collections of sticky notes onto larger paper. The quiet hum of creation took over the room, with teammates whispering encouragements to each other. And then it was showtime. Large sheets of sticky paper spread across the walls, all covered in handwritten notes, flowcharts, and the fingerprints of genuine collaboration. These were blueprints for a system, crafted by people who cared enough to spend 2 days going through this process that could affect tens of thousands of people experiencing homelessness across LA County. Each design group took turns presenting the prototypes, 6 teams, 6 different approaches. And as I listened, I wasn't surprised that the prototypes were united by common themes: breaking down information silos, centering lived experience as expertise, making power visible, and treating data as belonging to the people it describes rather than the systems that collect it. 3 themes appeared in prototype after prototype. Well, first, data ownership and accessibility. Multiple teams recognize that information systems currently serve everyone except the people they're supposed to help. Whether through digital platforms, transparent matrices, or accessible toolkits, teams consistently proposed giving people direct access to their own information without bureaucratic gatekeepers. Second, breaking down the silos. Like the collaborative partnership model at secondgrace.la, nearly every prototype addressed fragmentation between county departments, across service delivery areas, and among providers competing for resources. The solutions ranged from formal partnership structures to shared communication platforms to cultural liaisons who could navigate multiple systems. Third, power sharing with lived experience. Rather than treating community input as advisory, prototypes embedded people with lived experience as equal decision makers. Teams recognized that genuine equity requires equal votes on funding decisions, co-leadership of community engagement, and direct participation in system design. These weren't abstract principles. They showed up in concrete proposals with timelines, success metrics, staffing plans, and budget requirements. As the final presentations concluded and teams gathered for design school graduation photos, the room buzzed with a particular kind of energy, and that was radical hope. Grounded and fierce. The determination of people who've named the problems clearly, proposed concrete solutions, and now intended to fight for their implementation. It was beautiful to be part of. These weren't typical consultant recommendations or academic policy papers. They were working documents covered in handwritten notes and the fingerprints of genuine collaboration, crafted by people who know the system's failures intimately because they've lived them, worked in them, or witnessed their impacts daily. 3 qualities distinguish this work. Specificity. Rather than vague calls for improved coordination or better data systems, prototypes included implementation timelines, success metrics, staffing requirements, and critical assumptions. Integration. Teams recognized that prototypes didn't exist in isolation. Data systems needed adequate provider contracts. Cultural competency work needed partnership structures. Community events needed information access tools. Success required all pieces moving together. And recognition of limitation. Every prototype included critical assumptions, preconditions that would need to be true for the designs to work. Almost universally, funding must be available, political will must exist at leadership levels, staff capacity must be built or hired, systems integration must be technically possible, and community participation must be sustained. The prototypes will move forward to virtual reportbacks in November, then regional sessions. Eventually, they'll reach the leadership of LA County's new Department of Homelessness Services and Housing. Some ideas will be adopted quickly, others will take years or might never happen at all. But the process itself created something valuable, a community of designers who now see themselves as architects of the system, not just participants in it. I'll share the detailed recommendations after the community feedback sessions in November. The specific prototypes deserve their own article, and the county's process of gathering broader community input should be completed before I detail what emerged from our room. But first, I want to explore what happened in the margins, the deeper conversations about capitalism, social revolution, and what it means to design within a broken system. Because the most revealing moments didn't happen during structured presentations. They happened over tacos and in parking lot conversations when people spoke freely about what we're really trying to change. Next week, the philosophical fault lines that ran beneath all the practical proposals. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next week when we dig into those deeper conversations. Thanks for watching.